I was living in New York City. I was working in advertising and really just living, a young 20-something life in Manhattan. My Mima passed away after a really long battle with breast cancer. She was diagnosed in her 40s and really battled with it for many, many years. My grandmother meant a lot to me. She was a really, really big part of our family. Losing her was really, really hard. It really triggered me to do a self-breast exam. I went to the doctor after finding something, and they told me I was much too young. And so I pushed it, and I went and I got a scan, and then I got a biopsy, and sure enough, it was stage 3 breast cancer. I was a bit in shock. My first thought was, I feel really bad for my mom. She had just lost my grandmother, her mother, and so I didn't know if she could do it. And then I immediately, kind of went into a project management mode. Dying wasn't really a thought that I had in my head. I was 26 and I was strong and I was determined to get through this. So I started making appointments and I started figuring out what medications I was going to be on and tried to take the diagnosis into my own hands as much as I could. My sister and my mom were my rocks. They kept me strong. They went to every doctor's appointment. They took down notes when I couldn't really comprehend what was going on so that we all kind of heard what the doctors were saying. We would have many, celebrations at each end of treatment. So it was really important to have that network of people around me to keep me strong. Feeling beautiful was a really hard thing to do when you lose your hair and you lose your breasts and your eyelashes. And so I tried to take control of that a little bit and do something that would lighten my mood. So I would wear a bright scarf, I would wear hot pink lipstick, something to try to offset the kind of gray look that I was feeling. My best friend Colleen, her mom Meg, was a breast cancer survivor, and she sent me a pair of mini pink boxing gloves with a little note that said, "Never give up and stay strong." And so these boxing gloves meant so much to me coming from another woman who had gone through a fight. I hung them on my bedpost and looked at them every day, and truly it was a reminder to stay strong and keep on fighting. About 3 years after treatment, a friend of our family was diagnosed with breast cancer and she was having a really tough time. I looked at those gloves and said, I need to send her my strength. So I'm gonna send her my mini pink boxing gloves with some lipstick and a scarf. And that was kind of the first pretty package. And that woman used those gloves and brought them to chemo. And then when she was done with her treatment, she passed them on. And then that woman passed them on. I started a Facebook page, and before I knew it, I had 500 requests. And so thus Fighting Pretty was born. We have sent about 6,000 pretty packages so far in the last 5 years. Every pretty package has an inspirational notebook that reminds you that you are strong and beautiful and fierce and amazing, a little bag of makeup that has been donated to us, socks, a scarf. We always include our mini pink boxing gloves. Every pretty package that we send out is truly personalized for that person because everyone's journey is so different. Every week, we get thank you notes that just say this pretty package arrived at the most perfect moment. A time that either they needed a pick-me-up or it arrived at a time where it was a celebratory moment. And just last week we got a thank you note saying, feeling beautiful was so incredibly hard, and this box reminded me that it wasn't just about what was on the outside, it was what's on the inside too. These women are strong and beautiful and they can fight through it.
I'm fighting pretty.
So 10 years ago, going through cancer, I knew that I had a strength inside of me that I wanted to share with other people. I want to tell women who are in the fight of their life that they can do it. They can't control cancer itself, but they can try and control how they feel about it and how they feel about themselves. And just remember that you are amazing and you're fierce and you're strong. And with or without hair or breasts or eyelashes, you are beautiful and amazing. And you need to remember that.
Hello Today fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.